So the tradition of the Labour movement, as part of the Labour movement I'm trying to speak up for, is neither a unionist tradition nor a nationalist tradition, but a home rule tradition. And I hope those of the Asian I might consider joining that tradition.
Why did you not stand at the right for everybody else?
That is one thing, it comes with the territory, you shout out the politician, that's how that comes with the territory. You shout down and command the delegates in the way that some people are doing, I think it's completely right.
Where's the jiggy?
I make no apology for my background, far from it. Actually, I think my background demonstrates the best of Scotland on the worst. I'm proud of the fact. That my grandfather came to this country in 1947 with nothing in his pocket and travelled north looking for a place to settle and came across a small seaside village of Lossiemouth. I worked hard, always planning to go back to Pakistan, but actually stayed here to make a life for himself and brought his whole family here. I'm proud of the fact that he went door to door right across Scotland, selling clothes to try and make a living for his family. I'm proud of the fact that when my father came here with nothing in his pocket, he wanted to make opportunities for himself and grew a successful business, employed Scots right across the country. I'm proud of that fact. And I'll never make a apology. As I say, that demonstrates the best of Scotland. That's why all the opportunities I've had in my life, all the good opportunities I've had in my life, is because of the great values and traditions of the people of Scotland and the values and traditions of the Labour movement. And I'm never going to for that, no matter how much John and others might try to shout that down. And that's what I'm in the Labour market. That's what I'm in the Labour market. Because I know that I was fortunate, my parents might not have been fortunate enough, my grandparents might not have been fortunate enough, but I was fortunate enough to have that good upbringing and have that opportunity. But that shouldn't be about chance, it shouldn't be about luck, it should be about actually your own talent and your own ability. And that's the kind of society I want to see in Scotland and right across the UK. So that no matter what your background, no matter what your race, no matter what your religion, no matter what your colour, no matter what your gender, no matter what your sexuality, no matter what your social background, no matter what your background, you have the same opportunity in life and the ability to fulfill your potential and to be an asset to yourself, to your family, to your community and to your country. That's the Labour Party I believe in, that's the Labour movement I support, and that's the kind of Scotland we make. Let's be clear about what John Mann was saying in our speech of what was actually happening in the Scottish Parliament. Now, every single day, the SNP used to build a case for independence, but they don't use the politics. It's because while I support this principle of free education, but while we have free tuition fees in Scotland, if you're from a working class background, you're less likely to go to college or university if you live in Scotland than if you live in the rest of the UK. That's a failure, not a success. Yes, you've got your 1,600 Red Crosses in our NHS and health inequalities are widening. That's a failure, not a success. Yes, we have free personal care, but in some parts of the country, including parts of my constituency, life expectancy is falling, not rising. That's a failure, not a success. And what we need is what we government expects each other. What we need is a government, both in Westminster and in Scotland, that gets past their own priorities and actually works for people right across the country. That's the real challenge facing Scotland, not the constitutional debate. And just all Labour's record in government. Now, I'm not going to go yet. Far from it. I fundamentally oppose the war in Iraq. I protest against it.
I'll be very brief. I mean, it's been an interesting discussion. These are the types of discussions and debates I like. They get quite fiery.
All I can say is there's been a lot of mention of
name who's forgot to be mentioned along with John McLean was James Connolly. Socialists were 100% in favour of independence for the Scottish working class. That's well recorded. You know, but the key thing is here, I'm not a nationalist, I'm a socialist. This is not about nationalism. People in Scotland self-determining where we're going, their future, so we can make decisions. Nationalists are in there, socialists are in there, Labour Party members are in there, might even be some Tories and non-political people, and a lot of other groups. It's about whether we feel that we will achieve and move forward for the Scottish people by gaining independence. It's not about nationalism, and I think it's unfortunate that that seems to be coming across that it's a tit-tat argument between the Labour Party and the SNP. It's not about that, it's about much bigger than that. It's about, as a socialist, I believe, challenging capitalism to make sure that we deliver.
So first over Danny, and then Richie behind her, and then Jeanette was, and then the lad in the blue shirt, and then the woman in front of him, and then George. And then we'll see how we go on that case, and we'll have the feedback from the panel. Okay, Danny.
The debate tonight is supposed to be about the working class, and should the working class hope for independence. Anas, Richard, stop telling the working class how to vote. Listen to us telling you how to vote. We are the working class. And I also take attention to this tone constantly about the SNP. I was in the Labour Party for 8 years. I was a Labour councillor in this council in Western Bartonshire. I fought and I worked for the Labour Party until the Labour Party decided to suspend me because I went before the line. And they suspended me at an executive meeting in London without me being present, without me knowing about the fact that the meeting was taking place. And I read it about in the Herald that I had been suspended. A member of the Labour Party, Clydebank TUC, by a London executive. And you're telling me that I should stay with the Labour Party. A very important constitution. The British Constitution is very clear, even though it's not written, it is there by tradition. And the British Constitution says, to think of Cromwell, that the British Parliament is sovereign over the people. The British Parliament rules the people. That is alien to the Scottish culture and the Scottish tradition. With the abuse that we have seen in the last 10, 15 years in Westminster, we don't have House of Commons anymore. 78% of all members of the so-called House of Commons are millionaires, and the other 24% aspiring millionaires, with some of the rest of them, like our own Lord John Fall, go to the House of Lords. In the constitutional question, the constitutional question is important. We need a written constitution. We don't need a constitution which is hearsay, governed by lords who are unelected and unaccountable. A written constitution which says, number one, that weapons of mass destruction will be banned from Scottish soil. That is what fighting for the working class member. A constitution which enshrines the United Nations articles guaranteeing civil liberties and human rights to all of our citizens. That is what fighting for the Scottish working class. A constitution, a written constitution which guarantees that every citizen of Scotland is entitled to health care, free and not privatised. Entitled to housing and decent housing in the public sector as well as private sector, and also to have the right to education and not to have privatised as a government